Hello, everybody. This is a Hangout stream. As you guys know, this is just kind of us shooting the shit with the chat, talking about a couple things. Not much in the RE news space, but more in the PlayStation space. And got some PlayStation, and we also got I got some announcements for the up and coming channel that I've been letting people know about that I'm trying to kind of just get off the ground. And yeah, so I got Perry here. Thanks for joining for a little bit while we chatted up with the comments and everything.
Thanks for having me.
Mars Invader became a member, so shout out to you. I will update that list so the next video you'll be in the credits, along with all the other members and Patreon supporters. And there's going to be a members stream that's probably going to go down tomorrow. I just have to set the time. It will be archived for everybody. So even if you miss it, members will have access after the fact. So no worries. If you can't catch it live, it'll be archived like every other stream, but it'll be for members and Patreon supporters. So that'll be going on. But yes, it's I mean, we're a day after the release. We're going to be live tonight on Game Complainers anyway. But I was going to come on here just to people were going to ask me about the Pro, I figured. So I was like, let me just talk about it, And yeah, we covered the whole thing. We were streaming for like 4 hours yesterday. Just kind of like thinking this a little over, and then we've had time to kind of sleep on it and like really think about what, or how we feel, I should say, about this Pro situation, considering how jacked up this gen is really, almost 4 years in. I think both of us were kind of shocked with that price. I think anybody has. I think the whole internet was on fire. It's still memes and everything else is being tossed around. And this last day, we've seen all YouTubers that we watch and probably other people just upload video after video. So now the content creators are influencing the space too, in terms of the general reception, which is negative. This hasn't been good as far as the replies online. But
what did this guy tell you? I'm sorry. Well, you knew, but what did this guy tell your chat room a year ago?
They're going digital.
I said they're going digital, and everyone's like, "No, another 5 to 10 years." Blah, blah, blah. Here we are.
Yeah,
here we are, buddy.
So by PS6, it's safe to say they're not even really gonna.
There won't be a disk drive in PS6, which I said a year ago in your chat room.
Now,
and everyone's telling me I was crazy.
Do you think, now this might be a stretch, but do you think if they're already doing this, separate disk drive with the Slim and the Pro, that they could do it for the 6 and be like, hey, the same disk drive, you can't attach it? You think they're just going to ditch it altogether?
They're going to ditch it. This is them telling you, oh, you love our product? Give us more money, and here's your new machine. And you're going to play by our rules.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, and
I knew that was going to happen. I told everybody that, and everyone was telling me I was crazy. 5 to 10 years. You don't understand. Microsoft already got out of the game. Sony's going to get out of it because you have manufacturing plants. They're not going to manufacture it for one customer, Sony. They're going to say, well, we're not doing DVDs anymore. We're not doing Blu-rays anymore. Now we're not doing Xbox games. Nintendo does cartridges now. We're not keeping these factories open just for Sony.
Yeah, there's several plants that are essentially open just for making discs, which we still get. I think those are the ones that are kind of holding it up, and the boutique labels are kind of holding up the physical media side. So it kind of thrives in that way. But until that's completely gone, and we'll see if that is the case, it's going to be an interesting thing with the consoles, because Xbox only has the Galaxy Series X, which has the disk drive, where the Series X now has the white model, which is just digital. So even Microsoft is kind of, they were the ones kind of pushing it first, and a lot of their sections in stores were also the first to go, as far as not even carrying anything. There would just be PlayStation and then Switch games, but then there wouldn't really be anything for Xbox. It would just be like a little bit, maybe like a row on like a
Well,
shelf or something.
PlayStation over time has gotten smaller in the stores.
Yeah, well, at this point, I feel like they're all kind of shrinking.
Yeah.
But even when I was working at Best Buy, the Xbox section just slowly but surely started to shrink. And that was a couple years. Like I saw the start of Game Pass, and then that section
Yeah.
kind of dwindle from there. And at that point, we were all on Game Pass. But it was just interesting to see it roll back a little bit, and then it became, like we talked about last fall,
You know what
when
this means,
stuff started to
Anthony?
get pulled off stores like Best Buy and stuff.
You know what this means?
What's that?
If they ever do a Code Veronica remake, it's only going to be digital, baby.
That's true.
Oh,
Or you know what it's going to be? It's going to be digital, but there's going to be a steel book that's empty. There's going to be
oh
a
yeah.
statue, so fans will still be able to get it in a collector's edition probably, but there probably won't be a disc. It will just be a digital. Like we see a lot of these digital collector's
What if
editions.
it's just a statue with the digital code underneath it printed?
That'd be so funny.
That's your serial number for your statue. That's your code.
Capcom is always going to milk Resident Evil when it comes to the editions, and so they're going to do whatever the hell they want with just releasing $260 statues, or editions, I should say, that come with statues. That was what I think 266.
Resident Evil 10 won't even be physical. Isn't that funny?
Yeah,
we got all the way up to 9, and we won't even be able to get 10.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. And then, like, for example, like if 9 comes out and then it is on this PS5 Pro, is this going to be the best version of its running? Now, we talked about this. Dragon's Dogma is actually going to take benefit of this Pro enhanced stuff. Now, I know some people are saying, well, it's not guaranteed 60. But I think with the power that this thing is promising, if it does deliver, then we'll see Dragon's Dogma in 60 frames. We'll see the new Monster Hunter in 60 frames on a home console.
Let's hope.
I would hope so.
I would hope so too. I mean, we already got robbed on the Xbox, world's most powerful console, and their own games can't even run properly.
Yeah.
So let's see if Sony can get the magic done with this S.T.A.R.S stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I know we're gonna dive into a lot of this stuff later tonight on the show as well, but I think a lot of people are, they're just hoping that this does deliver with the amount of money that you have to put out for this thing, because it is expensive. I mean, this makes the PS3 look like, whatever. Like now it's like
like Mac in the chat.
What's up? Yeah, I gotta say hello to the chat. So we got King Shadow in here, Dwayne Johnson. What's up? We got our members in here. We got Bob. He says, for 4 years later, $700 PS5 Pro just to operate like an Xbox Series X, really, without a disc drive and no games. Well, you get the Xbox. Well, you get what Xbox give you. What give you, crackhead? I don't even know what kind of comment that is. Is that English?
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you. It's a lot of money. I think this thing, now again, it's supposed to be even better than a Series X, right? We'll only know when we actually.
Well, here's the issue. It came out today. It's basically the Series X, but clocked a little bit higher.
Okay.
So if the Series X can't run games at 60,
what makes us think that this could?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That's where we might get screwed.
So that's interesting. So I'm happy you said that, so I didn't get on too far with that. Yeah. So that is definitely something to consider, and I think that's what Bob was trying to say here, just in a not complete sentence, I guess. No, I'm just busting your balls. Weston, what's going on? Steam Gamer. We got Angie in the chat. Mars Invader is a member, like I said, so thank you for that. Appreciate that. Cody Gossman, what's going on? Bryant is here. Happy birthday, Bryant. Ryan Fain.
Happy birthday, Bryant.
Matt Kleiber, another member in here. He's going through a hurricane right now in Louisiana. Well, hopefully it's not too bad, man.
Stay safe, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know what's been up with the storms this summer, like going into fall, but man, yeah, just stay safe, man. A lot of the storms and stuff can get really bad in certain areas, especially over there, so just take care with that.
Frank is in here.
Frank's in here. Let's see. SIB Studios, what's up? He says looking forward to hear your
SIB, what's
thoughts.
up?
Okay, and then he said Bob said 4 years later, $700 Pro just to operate like an Xbox X. So it's pretty much
Well,
what you were saying.
well, hey, you know what? Here's the thing. All the PlayStation fanboy guys for years told Sony, "We'll pay $100 for Last of Us Remake. We'll pay more money for your exclusive games. We'll pay more money for your stuff." And Sony listened, so they're charging you more money.
Yeah, they really do listen to
Give you
people
exactly what you wanted, buddy.
that are willing to pay whatever. It's kind of nuts that, yeah,
And all you guys shit on Xbox, and Xbox is now not in a position to compete.
no. Xbox has been beaten down, which we've been talking about on our show. If you guys have been following the game
Xbox is pretty
complainers.
much third party now.
Yeah.
So Sony realizes they could just charge whatever they want, and there's no repercussions. So there you go.
I was even telling the person at GameStop, like, yo, like, yeah, at this point, like, Starfield's gonna come to this thing, and
Yeah.
it's such a different thing now because you have Discord on all the consoles, so you could pick the console that just that you want, and now everything's connected, and now Xbox brought back friend requests. I'm sure we'll talk about that later. Not that it matters at this fucking point. You should have just kept it to begin with instead of like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm following you and you're following me, but I'm not your friend, but I'm following you. So is it the same thing? That was dumb. That was absolutely dumb. That was horrible. But J Chip's in the house too. Another member in here. Perry did State that last year. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was on the State of Play with me. How many times? Like 3 times at this point, and we've said the same thing. I think every time.
Me, man, they said 5 to 10 years. I was like, nope, it's coming sooner than you think. I didn't think it was this soon. I thought obviously PlayStation 6. I knew. I was like, that's definitely not going to have a disk drive.
Right.
And here we are right now.
Here we are. Mars Invader says, I was thinking of these prices. Maybe competing with PC will be the only option by next gen. Microsoft, of all companies, could make a Steam Deck-esque Xbox, and it could.
Yeah, that's the rumor. But who's going to buy it? It's going to be the same price, like $700.
Yeah, you know what it is. And Perry's right. When you're looking at these prices, just start building a PC. You know what I mean? Start saving, and I just think that a lot of people have to understand that like these prices can just start you off with like you save a little bit more chunk of change and you have a PC. It's just that's where this generation is kind of leaning. And I know we might sound like broken records when we say that, but that really is true. I mean, when you take a step back and how much you're spending on these consoles and hardware and all this stuff, it's like, dude, sometimes if you just like don't jump in, of course, like some people like my dad, he's jumping in, right? Because he wants the Pro.
I'm jumping in.
Perry's jumping in. Frank's jumping in. That's fine. And Perry's also a content creator, has his own business. He needs to check this stuff out to actually play it. And that's the case.
That's my excuse.
That's the case with a lot of content creators. Like you have a lot of people that are like, well, I'm going to have to check it out anyway, but I want to show it off. And then it's like, I was saying this on the show, like, I'm not going to jump on this because I have to just focus on the PC stuff. And I think that's where my mindset's at. If a price drop comes down the road, sure. If I get rid of, the console for it and stuff like that and do it down the road, but I don't even know. It's just a lot of money. And for his PlayStation upstairs, I traded a Series S today, or his Series S, and he wanted to trade that towards the console. So the Series S is $245 with the extra bonus, and if you're a Pro member and all that stuff, credit.
I traded in my I traded in the
Most
digital
of these
PS5s.
medicines are from Umbrella.
Frank went with another buddy. They took my systems and they traded them in. What'd you guys get? Like 382 or something? 387? I don't remember. You guys got like 380 something store credit. So that's 387 twice. And then I took my launch PlayStation 5, the fat one, to GameStop over here. I got $410 store credit. So I rented that machine for $89 for 3 years.
Not bad at all.
And the digital ones I rented for $17 each for 3 years.
Yeah. I
382.50 for the fat digital. There you go.
while we give, and GameStop obviously changed the prices between last week and this week, so I'm pissed off about that. But we give them a lot of shit, but they're the only way to like actually make this thing
The
cheaper.
dumping ground.
The dumping
That's
ground.
what they are.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Frank was actually one of the first to just jump to GameStop and he got $410 for the PS5. It was the disc fat, right? The OG.
Yeah, it was
the
the fat
Slim.
one. That was my day one. My day one PlayStation 5. I finally got rid of it. Today was the day. The plates are on the floor. The blue plates.
Yeah.
They're dead. And
So
I have one more behind me. So I'll be able to get 2 pros without paying a
Let's
dime.
try. Ready, start.
that's not bad at all. We got
not bad at all.
Kamame with a $1.99 and $4.99 super chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I know I got to catch up on the chat here. Thank you guys for coming in.
Catch up.
Yeah, it's interesting because we give them a lot of crap, and obviously they do change the prices, but it's just, you're right. It really is the dumping ground for just getting rid of this stuff, making it a little bit cheaper, especially if it's something that, you don't really necessarily need to hang on to if you're thinking about getting the newest one. Or let's say in this situation, maybe you didn't get the first model and then you got the Slim, and the Slim just came out. So you're probably thinking, dude, I just bought this thing. I might trade this thing in,
Milkman, what's up?
What's up,
I
Milkman?
acknowledge you. What you can also do is if you have the Slim with the disk drive, take the disk drive off the Slim
And sell it digital.
and sell it to them digitally. Get your money, and then put that towards the other
You
one.
save
And you already have the
$80. Yeah, you save $80 right there. So, and that's probably why they also did it, because they also mass produced these disk drives. And then they're like, you know what? Anyone that has a Slim, at least they can save $80. Like, that's not too bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
If you already got a Slim and if you feel a little more like ripped off, like, man, I just bought this thing last fall, and didn't they come out last fall, or was it?
Came out last year.
Yeah.
And the plates do fit on the Pro.
Yes,
from the Slim.
That's a good point.
So I mean, like, you're good. Like, if you already have a Slim, you can just transfer that over. You can even buy brand new plates on Amazon for like $20.
Yeah,
So you got options.
you do. You really do, and it's good to have options.
410 for the disc fat. Yes, $410. So I rented the machine for $89. Not bad.
Not bad.
And the digital machine, $17. I rented it for.
Yeah. Because that's how it breaks down. You really got to look at it like, okay, what did I get out of this machine? How many years? Okay, you spent $500 plus tax for all the base console, or not the base console, but like the disk drive versions of those consoles, Series X and the PS5. So
Right.
you really, again, if they weren't around, this conversation would be a little bit different, because we'd be like, oh man, we don't have to sell it on eBay. Oh, how much money did you get? Oh, Facebook Marketplace. Like, here, it's like a setup system. You look it up on the website. They tell you what you're going to get.
Bro, they're giving you $410 for a PS5 or an Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like,
that is crazy.
That is nuts. Nick actually came down to subs. He's like, did you see how much Perry got? He's like, is that real? I'm like, yeah. It's real. It's real. I was like, yep.
I bought Series X's for $349. I should go trade those in. I'll make money on it.
Absolutely, yeah. Anybody that got a Series X for that price and you're not happy with it,
if you're ready to jump off Xbox, this is the time to do it. They're giving you the credit,
and they might give you less money as the months go on. So we're just letting people know this now, so you can, again, we always say shop smart. That's been our like thing for 11 years. So these are just ways to do it. Not denying that it's still expensive as hell. Not denying that at this price you could start building a PC. I'm supporting that stuff. I'm just saying
everyone should just go PC at some point. I mean, PlayStation putting their games on PC anywhere.
Exactly. Slowly but surely, they're doing that more and more.
And by the way, Steam just announced family sharing today, which we'll talk about later tonight. But that's great. Now you can add your family members to your Steam account, and they can just share the games.
Good old game share, man.
Yeah, they did it before Xbox did the family.
Yeah. Hockey fans in here too. All the
Hockey
members in here.
Milkman, we acknowledge you.
Yeah, Milkman. Frank says when you go to the store, there's no games on the shelves. That tells you all you need to know. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, I was. She was like, "Oh yeah, you can look around the store while I check the internet on the console." I'm walking around. I'm just like, there's like Dragon Ball Z figures. There's and I like Dragon Ball Z, but like I'm in GameStop. Like what are we doing? Pops everywhere, used pops with the yellow sticker right on the front, to ruin it. Oh yeah, like
Right.
$7.99. Like we're trying to get rid of these. 2 racks of shirts.
That's the problem with GameStop. When they go under, people are like, "Oh, it's like Blockbuster. We miss it." It's like, no, you won't miss those yellow stickers.
No, I miss EB Games and GameStop from the early 2000s. That's what I remember as a kid because you know what I mean. That I just
EB Games was a lot better.
E-
GameStop was always
yeah, but at least back then
crap.
there was like aisles of games. Depending on which one you went to.
Yeah, but that's when the employees really sucked ass. Early 2000s. That's what gave them the bad reputation. Those employees back then, like, ruined it for everybody. That's what people like me think of that now.
Yeah,
Like when I walk in there to trade the center, I don't know if the guy was going to be like, "Checked on it." Oh, the guy was awesome. He was like, "Oh yeah, no."
yeah. Honestly, the like I didn't have a bad experience either. I was ready for it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go here. There's gonna be some problem. Like I was literally thinking that as I was getting in my car. I was
Right.
like, I had to just prepare. Like I was like, okay,
Yep.
let's just see what happens. And
that's sad because that's the way they treated everybody back in the day.
it just sticks with us. I mean, yeah, I don't want to look at it through nostalgia glasses as far as I don't want to say, oh, it was so great, but like it at least was a little more like of a selection. EB Games definitely because they had some good standout deals before.
EB Games was like the professional version of GameStop.
Yeah.
And then GameStop bought them and then forget it. They just went to hell.
Yeah. And I asked her too. I was like, so and the slim price is the same? And she's like, yeah, it's still the same. I'm like, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Stevie Mac's in here. I know we said what's up to him. Gang's talking. What's going on?
Up Stevie Mac.
He says PC's gonna have the best versions of stuff. Absolutely. I mean, that's always the case.
Yes, it will, but we're talking about console. As far as console is concerned.
Yeah, as far as console's concerned, yeah.
PC is always gonna have the best.
Yeah,
But,
PC's gonna have the best.
Console here.
But we're in this like mid-gen refresh for Sony, so
Yep.
Frank says I think most of the games on the Pro will be 60. The Tom Warren article says games will be 30 was something he wrote back in April as speculation. So we still have no official word, says Frank.
Yeah. I don't know. We have to see because
it's interesting.
now people are saying it's exactly like the Series X. It's clocked a little bit higher.
Yeah, like I'm curious once actual
Jen, what's up, buddy?
And what's up, Jen? I think it's going to be soon, but when like reporters get their hands on it to play it, I'm curious like how that kind of fumbles out of that,
Oh, Digital Foundry, those guys are going to have like an orgy when they play.
Oh my god, yeah. Matt says everyone hit the like button for our boy.
Dwaven.
Thank you,
did
Matt.
you play it, Dwaven? I played it. I played it and I counted all the pixels.
Kojima was already playing it. He had that shit covered.
yeah. He was showing off. And by the way, his boyfriend Keeley.
Oh yeah.
Tweeting like a madman yesterday when they were revealing that thing.
Yeah.
It's a PlayStation Pro. Isn't this great? Shut up.
Isn't this great?
Guy. I hope something really bad happens to that guy.
Oh my god.
I really do. He's such an asshole.
Let's see. Steam Gamer says they should come out with the Slim from the get-go. I mean, I agree as far as design. I think the Slim is a better design. That should have been the day one design, honestly.
Why not go back to cartridges? Because they don't do that.
Yeah, they're not doing that. Rather spend the $700 on a top tier Steam Deck, says Killer. Hey, if that's your thing, or a PC, you know what I mean?
They're going to be lower spec than the Pro. That's
Shadow Justin's, yeah, that too. Shadow Justin's sticking with the Slim. Xbox has waved the white flag a long time ago. Yep, definitely.
They sure did.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to get the Pro. I know it's too much, but I got to have it, says Ryan Fain. It's all good, man. Look.
Get the Pro.
You vote with your wallet. That's the thing, too. Like, as you guys know,
listen, I'm not justifying the price, but what I'm saying is if you want it, just buy it. Okay? Save your money. You have it's November 7th, right? You have the 7th. GameStop trade-in program. They're going to give you $410 for your current PlayStation 5. I would do that. If you don't have a PlayStation for a couple of months, whatever. play on PC or something, play on a different machine until that thing comes out,
Yeah.
and you'll get it. You don't have to pay the full amount.
Yeah, because they'll be taking
Take advantage
trades
of the deals.
close by to when it comes out. But like we've been saying, they've been dropping the price of like, you know, like, yeah, you get a good price right now, but what if it's like late October and they're like, to save money, we're going to give you less, because that happened within a week from last week to this week. So I just want people to, like Perry said, even if you got to trade it in sooner than later, if you're like, you know what, they're giving X amount right now, let's just do
Sega
that.
console. Hey, if Sega came back, I'd be all over Sega. But you got to remember, though, PlayStation killed Sega. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Cam May says, what's up? Thanks, Cam May, for coming in and giving the super chats.
Cam, what's up?
Frank says, PC is the way to go. Even if it costs more, you get so much more out of it. Yeah, and the longevity of stuff. Like, and again, we're always console gamers no matter what, too. Like, even though we have PCs, because we just play everything, really. So we like to have the experiences that we want, where our money kind of feels like justified that we spent that much. Where I feel like we spent, you know, between the two consoles, you spend $1,200 back in 2020, not even including controllers and games and all this stuff. And yeah, you just want to feel like the gen is worth it. And so far it hasn't. That's just the truth. We got Dave in the house. What's up, man? Longest running members right there. So support Anthony and the new channel. You'll never follow a more genuine content creator. I've known him my whole life. I would know. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate the kind words, man. Dave's going to be with us on Friday night and Saturday. We're going to be doing Dead Rising, the original, to hype up some Dead Rising before the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster comes out. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Throwback to 2006, which was 18 years ago. Where does the time go?
You're telling me.
Yeah, it's like, wow. Yeah, so looking forward to that. Thank you, man.
If we were talking about PC, but we're not. But I will say, like Anthony said, if you want, start saving up for a PC, man.
Yep. Yeah, I
Thanks
think
for your buck. For someone who knows my crap about PC. What were you saying, Anthony?
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah, no, I agree. Like, I think this is the time to just save with the amount of money that these consoles cost, and the lack of punchiness when it comes to the games, like something that's really memorable.
I would recommend Intel Core i9, although they're having issues right now. Maybe next set of chips will be okay. AMD apparently is doing better. I don't really do AMD, so I'm an Intel guy. I would say Core i9 and the RTX 5070 would be the bang for your buck, or 5070 Super. The 70 series cards are always the bang for the buck. So I would recommend that. You don't need a 5090 because you're not doing a workstation. 5090 is overrated. The 90 series is overrated for games. You don't really need those. If you're working in a workstation and you're playing games, go with a 5090. But if you just want to play games, 70 series or 70 Super series is good. It's a bang for the buck card. You are good to go. It'll keep your PC bill at around $1,100, $1,200.
Yeah.
But remember, everybody, you think, oh, that's a lot of money. You're not paying $70 for games on PC.
No, you get them a lot cheaper. You don't
sometimes
have to pay
you're paying
for a subscription.
Sometimes you're paying $40 for some of the games.
Yeah, you don't got to pay an online monthly subscription.
You can download them for free.
Free 99. Try before you buy. The classic
There's
way
a lot
to
of
save
things
money.
a lot of people don't understand about PC. They think, oh, $1,200 and I have to pay 70. Like, no. And you can use your DualSense controller. You don't need to use mouse and keyboard.
You can
use your Xbox controller.
Yep.
You can use your Switch controller. You can use everything. So I promoted Game Complaints a few YouTube channels that were ripping on the PS5 Pro. Herman Holtz, so I figured they fit it. Thank you, Stevie Mac. That's
Appreciate that. Stevie Mac was asking how much I got for the system. 245 credit pro member, and that's with the extra 25. So when you check it on the website, just add 25 towards it. That was the first thing I asked. I'm like, is the 25 still being applied? And she's like, yeah. Like, so I made sure.
Till September 24th.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about jumping,
or it's is it the 24th or is it? I think
your picture says September 24th.
They say so. I thought it said the 14th. Let me see.
Look at the photo.
Yeah. Because I wanted to look at their promotion cycle because it didn't say on the website when it ended. Let me see. I got it in the chat.
They had it last week, and then they like redid it because I got an email on Sunday saying,
Okay,
"Hey, we
so
did this
this
new thing."
offer says 1st to the 14th. But they might extend it, but it
Oh,
says 1st to the 14th. So,
well, because they extended it to the 1st, and now it's the 1st to the 14th.
and now with
Okay,
the Pro, they might keep it or they
I thought it
might.
was the 24th. Oh well, you better hurry up, everybody. You
Well,
only
that
got
was
3
the
days.
first thing I said. I was like, yeah, 26th, or I said, yeah, like it's good that we got all our stuff in because, yeah, just to take advantage of all the promotions they're doing. And then,
My new PC will cost $4,000. I don't know about that, man. That's a lot of money for a computer.
yeah, he's going
You only
steroid. He's going like steroids, like on computer.
he's getting all the pink ribbons and all the
He's doing the 5090. He says the RTX 5090.
yeah. But what else is going to cost him more money besides that?
I don't know. I'll probably stick with the base PS5 says J chip. I never upgraded the PS4 Pro when that came out, so I'll just get a PC with that money. Yeah, man.
You suffered on that PlayStation 4 when
I was gonna say, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so by the time you get a PS5, I can see that you're just like, yeah, I'm good with this for now. Also, I think like even with my TV down here, it wouldn't benefit from some of this. Like I can't do the 120 frames. Him upstairs, he's gonna be playing
you
Call
still
of
get the
Duty.
super sampling and all that though.
Yeah, I do get super sampling, but his TV, it actually makes more sense that my dad wants the console because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
has the TV for it. He just got it this year. 382.50 for the fat digital, says Frank. For that, so that's for the PS5. That's what they're giving for that.
That's what I got
King Shadow says
twice.
I'll probably still get the PS5 Pro when the price drops. I'm also disappointed, but it doesn't have a disc drive attached on a PlayStation game.
I told you
Copies.
guys a year ago in the chat,
Yeah,
and nobody listened to me, and here we are.
but I still think for that price, that should be the disc drive version of it.
I think for that price, it should have included one. Yes.
Yes,
I think they're on massive crack for that.
yeah,
And you know what? Keep complaining on Twitter because if you do, maybe they'll turn around and be like, just bundle it with a disk drive. Even if they can't manufacture it with one,
yeah,
just tell the stores, hey, just give them a disk drive. When
yeah, because they already want you to buy
that
the
might
external
work
anyway. It might work.
This way, they could keep their price. Then you're happy, they're happy, and then that's it. And then they're really going to screw you over on the 6th, though.
Steven Max says
They're going to make sure to get that money back for that drive.
that's true. That's very true.
They're going to say, you know what? They complain. We gave them a break this time. Wait till that 6 comes out. We're going to add another $50 on it.
I like to get the 5 Pro, says Stevie Mac, but at the same time, I don't want to support that ridiculous price.
Get it. Just get
Frank
it.
says you can't beat the trade-in price
If you want
the
it.
Pro. 410 for my disc fat. Yeah, it's not. It's staring everyone blatantly in the face, those prices that they're giving you. And like Perry said, you rent the console for what, $90, give or take. It's like it's not that bad,
Not including tax, but yeah,
not including tax. Yes, of course. And then also if you want the disc drive and stuff, and you don't have a slim, let's just say. Looks like we did get Time Splitters on PS5 though. So hype. Oh yeah, they put that out. Yeah.
That's been on Xbox forever.
I'm stocking up on old games, says Steam Gamer. Let's see here. Former Blizzard president said the PS5 Pro is aimed at people who already.
It's Mike Ibarra, our friend, the guy that wants you to tip the developers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he basically told you to go to GameStop.
I mean, while they're still around, just take advantage of them. You know what I mean? I got my PS5 disc model right before RE8 came out. Only work I had to do was dust it out. The thing is a tank. Yeah, I mean, it's still PS5 is still, it's a good console. It's just a matter of like these consoles just were not powered for what they were promised for, as far as like
they said that these consoles were going to do everything.
Yeah,
they even said we don't even need mid-gen refreshes this generation.
Right.
They said that. They both said that.
Because
Microsoft's second to their word, but Sony, they turn around and they still did the Pro.
Exactly.
Even though they said there wasn't a need for it.
Yep. And people didn't even realize.
They robbed everybody this gen. Oh, world's most powerful console on Xbox. Guess what? Their shit can't even run their own games. It's embarrassing. And then now PlayStation, they're having issues or whatever with that, but it's like, all right. Well, why'd you sell us these things?
Let's see here. Dave says, I think they will make enough machines. Or do you think they will make enough machines, or will people
No
be
one's buying
buying
this.
the new
Nobody's
machines from
scalping it.
scalpers? Yeah, I don't think this is going to sell out, Dave, to be honest.
No
'cause-
one is scalping this for $300.
Yeah, it's
The
just so
the original
expensive.
PlayStation 5 was scalped because they were getting double the price.
Yeah. And then the production was down because of the picnic that we call it
Yeah.
in 2020. So
Back from
now
the dead.
that's
What's
not
up,
the
man?
case. What's up, Back from the Dead? The PS5 Pro does not come with a disk drive. You have to buy it separately, Steam Gamer, unless you have a disk drive from the Slim that is detachable. That's the thing, Stan. It's not making the Slim cheaper as of yet. They've yet to announce a
No, the
price
Slim
drop.
will not drop in price. If it was, this would have been cheaper.
Yeah, this would have been cheaper. So not
They
yet.
want their money. I don't know if any of you guys paid attention to what they said in January. Sony's down bad financially. That's why they raised the price of the controllers a couple days ago, the day before the Pro was announced. And that's why all the prices skyrocketed on all the consoles and everything. They want that money back.
They're trying to.
Jim Ryan to them was a failure, and they feel that he didn't do a good job financially.
Yeah.
And Concord just blew a big fart the other day.
Yeah.
They want that money back.
That's gone.
Oh.
They lost their ass on that.
Don't be shocked if the PlayStation 6 isn't $1,000.
Yeah. They're taking a page out of Apple. That's been the one like meme online too.
They are trying to be the Apple of gaming.
And who said that
succeed.
on the podcast? We all said it. We all said it on the podcast. We kept saying they're literally the Apple of they're turning into Apple because again, the one thing I said
because they locked their fanboys in. Their fanboys, oh, the exclusives. I will buy anything, Sony. Please charge me more money for exclusive. Hey, you got what you wanted.
They raised the price.
You told the corporation, please charge me more money.
And they said, okay.
And they said, okay. And you ran out like little schoolgirls and you did it. Yep. And in the process, you killed the competition and you blindly went for the corporation. So everyone in the chat, this is all your fault too. You're joking around, but it's all your fault. At the end, if you really sit down and think about it, you guys did all this.
You did this.
Because you shit on Xbox, you shit on Nintendo, you shit on PC. Now Sony, they don't love you. And we told you that. They don't love you. Yeah. They love your wallet, but they don't love you.
They love the money.
So you better start saving now. Take a loan out and get ready for that PlayStation 6 because that might be $1,000 to $1,500.
Yeah.
You never know. Especially if Xbox doesn't make another console next generation, which it doesn't look good for them.
No, it doesn't.
They're claiming, oh, we're doing a handheld. We're doing a hybrid console. We're doing a PC. You don't know what they're going to do.
No, you don't.
They're putting games on PlayStation. Why? You know why? Because they're ready to get into mobile and they're ready to get into streaming.
And that's it. Take out the
your
console.
Fire Stick is your new Xbox.
Your Samsung TV is your new Xbox. That's where they're heading. You know,
Samsung.
Yeah, they're still the only TV that I think has their app, right? LG doesn't.
Yeah, that's
have
true.
It,
you know what's funny about that? Xbox guys, they were for years get the LG CX, the OLED. Oh, it plays the Xbox game, but Xbox was feeding out get the LG OLED to all these guys. And what did they do? They put the app on fucking Samsung.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, Peter's in the chat. What's up, Peter? How you doing?
Yo, Peter. Good to see
you.
you.
That's the Xbox fanboy guys.
Man, there's so many people in the chat here. Stevie Mac's thinking about trading in his X. I'll get back what I paid for. Frank says he had a bad experience at the first GameStop, which he'll talk about tonight. Okay.
Yeah, he I won't give the whole thing away, but they were trying to tell him that he was trading in the Slim when he wasn't. They give you less money for the Slim, which is weird. The PlayStation 5 Slim. They only give you like $230 for that thing.
Yeah.
And they were giving him a problem about that. So he left and went to the other one. The guy he'll get into that later.
Damn.
Joseph, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, Joseph? We got Jin in here. I know we said what's up, a fellow member, Jin. Mars Vader says if disc can't hold a whole game anymore, then they have 1.5 terabyte SD cards nowadays. Why not just But he's talking about the cartridge thing. Yeah, no, they're not doing that.
Microsoft is going full subscription. It's a mandate from Satya Nadella, the CEO. If you don't know anything about him, he came from Microsoft Office. He made Office a subscription base. So then he decided to mandate that to Xbox, which is why they're putting their games on every platform. It's because they want to make the most money they can, and they eventually want to phase out the console. That's why they're doing this push for streaming and Game Pass Ultimate and all this other crap.
Yeah.
So there might not be another Xbox.
Yeah, no, it's their future is
The sales
kind of
numbers
in
are
question.
abysmal, and they're feeding into their fan base. There's going to be a handheld. There's going to be a hybrid. There's going to be a PC. There's going to be anything to keep you on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, Phil Spencer and Satya Nadella every quarter get a bonus from Game Pass subscriptions.
Yeah.
So of course they're going to keep you on there as long as they can.
Absolutely.
The problem is they keep getting caught lying, and it's just done, man.
Yeah, $700, 7 new games throughout the year. Yeah, if you're paying brand spanking new games on console.
My PC is my Xbox if they don't make another. That's right.
Yeah.
It should be.
There was a PlayStation event yesterday, Ed Oliva, that showcased the
Humble Bundle deal. Back from the dead, he's telling you about the Humble Bundle deal.
Yeah, the
3 hours left.
The RE Humble Bundle still going.
11 games for $30 for Steam.
Can't beat that.
Guys, this might be the time to start building up your Steam library.
Yeah.
So check out what Back from the Dead said, man. That's a really good tip.
It's a great deal.
Shout out to Back.
Would you recommend for the best bang for your buck for someone who does... Oh, you already read that. Eliezer says the PS5 Pro works for me since I have a big collection of PS4 and PS5 games. Physical. Those that don't have any physical games are better off with the PC. I also don't own a
You're going to have
PS5
to... Guys, listen to me. I know you guys collect games. I collect games too. But the going further into the future with gaming, there's not going to be physical games. You just got to get over it. You got Netflix. You got Spotify. Now this is happening with games. It's an evolution of what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're not going to carry these things anymore. They're not going to be plants manufacturing these things. Like Anthony said, you're going to have your little like Blu-ray 4K labels that they'll pay a plant to manufacture this stuff, but that's going to get smaller and smaller as time goes on.
Yeah,
so
they still make DVDs too. You know, they'll still make them till the end of time until they literally can't anymore. You know.
Well, when they shut the DVD plants down, DVD's dead, and then you're stuck with whatever Blu-ray. Unless they shut down Blu-ray before DVD, you never know.
Yeah.
But was Microsoft entertaining but not an entertaining? Microsoft is entertaining but not an entertainment company. Well, there you go. There's drama every day for Xbox.
Lucius, what's up, man? Other member.
They even stepped in dog shit when right after the Pro was revealed. They couldn't help themselves.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that tonight too. Microsoft got in trouble again.
J-Chip's asking if it's worth going with a pre-built.
It depends on what you can get.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pre-builts that are good. There's a lot of pre-builts that are crappy.
Dave was recommending to go with it just in case if you were able to find one and you could save yourself the hassle if you don't know how to do it.
I would say if you do pre-built, go to Micro Center because they won't charge you out the ass.
Yeah, Micro Center is pretty reasonable.
They'll build it for you right there. And I think they only charge you like a couple $100.
But it's worth it if
Extra.
you don't want to get your hands in there, you know?
Yeah, don't do the... I mean, sometimes Walmart has PCs that are like gaming PCs that just go on clearance because nobody buys them there.
Yeah, yeah, no one's going to Walmart to buy a PC.
You could get like, I don't know, like a...
So that's an e-machine.
$1,200 computer for like $580 or something.
Right.
$580 because they just go on clear. They got to get it off the shelf. So you could score there. But a lot of these online PC companies, a lot of them rip you off. They charge you a lot more money than you need. I would say go to Micro Center if you have one near you and tell them what you want, what you're looking to do. They'll recommend the parts and they build it for you.
Exactly.
They build it the same day.
Yeah, Milfan, exactly. $800 for console with no games. Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying too. It's like
it's end of life. They said PlayStation 5 was end of life in January.
They said end of life, and then Yeah, they want you to pay money for this machine, and then it's like, okay, what's coming out these next 2 years that's really gonna like make this thing worth it? And that's the biggest thing. That's what I'm gonna just sit back and see and not invest in one for me personally, just to see what it's like, and then I can always test out his console. You know what I mean? But it's just
TV Mac says, I'm only buying digital, so I'm not stuck worrying about the drive. If it wasn't for my PS4 collection, I wouldn't even need a disc drive for the Pro. Yeah, I like I said, everybody, start building up your digital library. If you see a game on sale in the store that's super cheap or whatever, just add it to your library. Buy it.
yeah.
This way you can just smoothly transfer that
Because
over
when
to the
PS6
PlayStation
doesn't
6.
offer a disc drive, or if it doesn't, then it's like you can't play them.
It won't.
You can't.
Then you can't play your physical stuff. Xbox is phasing it out too. They already did. Xbox has that $600 Xbox coming out with 2 terabytes, but it's a limited time only, and it has a disc drive.
Yeah.
After that, they're phasing that out, and then it's just going to be the digital Series X and the digital Series S. So Xbox is completely digital after this run with this 2 terabyte model.
It seems like they're already on their way.
And by the way, Xbox, if anybody remembers, I'm seeing a lot of Xbox fanboys on Twitter running around making fun of PlayStation. But if I remember correctly, in March of 2024, there was something called the SpongeBob Edition Xbox at Best Buy. It was $6.99, and there was no upgrades to it. But that was okay.
Yeah.
People bitched a little bit about it, but everyone was like, whatever. They gave them a pass. PlayStation 5 Pro is announced. All these Xbox guys are skating around everybody, like making fun of them. It's like, bro, you guys started the $700 price tag.
They
You literally started it in March
with a SpongeBob edition that wasn't even available.
You can't even find those on eBay. Whoever bought them doesn't even list them on eBay.
They don't even want to get rid of them, I guess.
Yeah, you can't find them anywhere.
Let's see here. Yeah, Frank, I think they told me September 26th for the pre-orders there at GameStop. That's what I was told.
So here's So Wario posted September 26th for PlayStation's website for pre-orders for the Pro.
But it also said in some retailers in the same sentence.
No. If you read it, it said the Sony store September 26th. Other retailers October 10th. That's what Wario tweeted. Now GameStop's telling you the 26th. So I don't know if that lady just read his tweet and got confused. When Frank went today, the guy looked up in the system, and he says October 10th.
Okay.
So let's just see what happens. We have to wait and get more clarification on that. But that's like the 2 dates that are going around.
Okay.
It's definitely both dates, but one's locked to the store and one's locked to retail. I think they're doing that to combat scalpers, although I don't think anyone's going to scalp this thing. I could be totally wrong because everyone scalps everything. Because everyone's too lazy and they don't want to go get a job, even though they claim they work.
Yeah, I traded in to, I don't know if Milfman needed a catch up, but basically, I traded in my dad's Series S. He wanted to trade that in towards the Pro that he wants because my dad plays on PlayStation primarily, and he didn't really play the Xbox. I was just collecting dust, so got rid of that for him, and then that's where we're at. Let's see here. Do you think the PS6 will be able to play PS3 games without streaming? I wish the Pro was doing that, J-Chip. The Pro should have said, "Hey, you could play everything." That's what it should be for this fucking price.
You'll never play PlayStation 3's. You'll never play PlayStation 3 games natively ever again.
Yeah, it's just
now they could do it emulated on the 6, but again, I mean, you would have to build up your digital library for that at some point. Are they going to sell them digitally, or how is that going to work? So
yeah. Mars Vader says what people don't get about Xbox is gaming is just a side gig for Microsoft. They're the second biggest company in the world, and they make
it's not a side gig. It's actually going to make them a shit ton of money because they're going to be the biggest third-party publisher in the world.
I mean, I see what you're saying, like where they do other things.
Console-wise, they're trying to exit the console business. They're more into mobile
But
They bought
subscription, they're
ABK.
making billions from
They're
subscriptions.
making billions a month
Yeah.
on Game Pass and everything. They're making a shit ton of money. Now, they bought ABK, and we've seen the evidence of this
Yes.
because they want Call of Duty and they want to be in the mobile market. Those two things. They didn't buy ABK to make Crash Bandicoot or make Toys for Bob, have them make a Crash Bandicoot game or a Spyro game or a Banjo game. They lied to everybody. They made all the fans think that them buying ABK was going to be great and they were going to bring back all these games and put all their games in Game Pass and everything. They didn't do any of that.
No.
In fact, they sold a bunch of their studios.
Yeah.
Tango Gameworks, Toys for Bob, and they sold some of their IPs. It's like,
we thought it was going to be the opposite when we were rooting for this stuff to go
through. The whole
through.
point was they were going to add the library of those games and those IPs to Game Pass, which would have been great. It would have beefed everything up or whatever while they're working on new stuff. No, they lied to everybody.
Frank
they
said,
made
if I
all
could subscribe to Herman Holst Pass for $99 a month.
Fuck Herman Holst. He's not going to have a job soon. After that Concord thing, he's going to get blamed for that. And if this Pro doesn't sell well, he's going to get blamed for that too.
Right. Stevie Max says, I heard the DualSense are now going to have better triggers and better battery with the new model that's coming out. Is that true?
That's been the rumor all year. I don't even know.
Yeah. I mean, again, for that much money, I would hope you would get something, specific for that. But probably not.
Well, look at Concord. You bought that game physically, and guess what? You didn't own the game.
Yeah.
They shut the servers down on you. You put the disc in, it doesn't do anything.
But now you can make some money if you know how to work eBay.
Here's the thing. You don't own your games physically or digitally, because guess what? They could kill that game instantly off the servers, whatever. They can put an update to the machine that just doesn't let you play that disc.
Yeah, if it's multiplayer based, sure. I mean, if it's a single player game,
I don't know. Single player, they could do it. They could patch out. They could do a system update and block out your single player game if they want.
Yeah, it just depends on what game it is.
You know what?
If it's Resident Evil, they're not going to do that.
Well, no. If it's like an old version of Uncharted, and they have like the new remake or whatever,
yeah,
they can patch out a dashboard patch and be like, that disc isn't accepted anymore.
Yeah, like Halo 3, the original.
You don't own anything. And if the disc breaks, by the way, these discs, these Blu-rays, Warner Brothers DVDs and Blu-ray discs are actually getting recalled as we speak because the manufacturing plants, they used a lot of cheap products. They cheapened out on the chemicals that they use to make the discs.
Yeah.
A lot of them aren't even working anymore. Brand new, out of the packaging, they're not working. And I've seen some games like that. So I saw Uncharted 4 on PlayStation 4. Someone brought it in, looks brand new. Guess you put it in the PlayStation 4, you get like this Thunderbolt, or not Thunderbolt, lightning bolt, like with an X through it.
Yeah,
it can't read the disc.
Yeah,
tried multiple PlayStation 4s. I tried it on a PS5. Nope, won't read it. So you got to be careful, man. That stuff can unknowingly. I had that happen to me.
Yeah, it can happen, and it's happened to everybody we know. So I think for me, I just try to, I go backwards with a lot of stuff and try to collect more like retro stuff physically. And I think that's kind of where I'm at with that. With a lot of the new stuff, unless it's like a franchise or an IP that I really want to have physical. Usually I'll buy a digital first, wait for the physical to go on sale, and then like Dead Space Remake or Callisto, if I want to get them physical, now they're like $15 discs. And I just get them because I just want to have them, right? Even though I already have them digital, sometimes there's certain things I like to have, but even that's a rare thing because, I still don't have any PS5 games besides Village at this point.
Well, look at
like physically,
Stellar Blade got a day one patch and it patched everything on it that's on the disc.
Right.
Now, if you play it offline and don't do the update, you could play the disc the way it is.
Yeah, you could just play that first edition.
But you want to get your trophies and everything. So all that stuff's going to be patched out anyway. They could do whatever they want. They could take people out of games. They've done that.
Oh, yeah, Frank, I agree. That handheld's going to be $700-800 easy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm curious to see what the Xbox people say then. But they'll think it's justified.
They're gonna pull their freaking mankinis out and they're gonna run around the beach prancing and say, "Oh, I got the new Xbox handheld. Xbox loves me. Phil Spencer's gonna fuck me tonight." These Xbox guys think Phil Spencer's gonna sleep with them.
Yeah.
They all tag each other. They're all tagging the same people over and over again. The little jerk circle jerk, whatever it's called, and
It's the same thing.
that's what they do. They just kiss each other's butts all day. They love smelling each other's farts over at Xbox.
Let's see here.
They were a lot of these Xbox guys were saying the Pro was fake. I was like, the PlayStation 5 Pro is not fake.
Yeah, we've been hearing rumors about it for
It's
months.
fake. And then when it's announced, oh, no one's gonna fucking buy that thing anyway. Well, you just said it was fake and it wasn't. You're gonna take accountability for that? No. All right.
Yeah, Joseph, I'm looking forward to Silent Hill 2. I know a lot of people are already playing it and stuff, so it's getting some good reception. Wolf Boy is in the house. What's up, fellow members?
You know how you own your games? You jailbreak your consoles and then you download the games and then you back them up yourself. Or you can back up your Steam games physically. I don't think anybody knew that, right? You could do that. And also, the biggest thing is you can download cracked games, burn them to a disc, and stick them up your ass, and you have them physically.
Yeah, there's ways you could do it with PC. There's ways you could do it with hacked consoles.
You can always have a physical copy. You could just burn one yourself. I can line up my closet with 50 freaking burnt copies of Resident Evil 5. Guess what? Never going anywhere.
Yeah.
Those 50 copies will be in my closet forever.
I'm getting a gaming PC and a Steam Deck instead of any console, says Wolf Boy.
Why they hate on Xbox? We're not hating on Xbox. We're just telling the truth.
No, we'd like Xbox and PlayStation. We play both.
We own both.
When's the limited game complainers Xbox 360 coming out? Eventually, J-Chip, eventually.
One of these days.
The games aren't even loaded onto the discs anymore. You're still essentially downloading it online, so if they want to make a game, take away a game from you, they'll do it regardless of Stevie Mac. It's true. Yeah, Patrick says, yep, the DRM check. Absolutely. The answer, this is from Joseph, says the answer Konami and Blooper Team have arrived at Tokyo. Is this Tokyo Game Show you're talking about? Oh, okay. Yeah. TGS is going down. I don't think we're going to get any RE news, unfortunately. But let's see. He's saying
there was a Twisted Metal game in development last year and they canceled it.
Unfortunately, yeah, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, that sucks.
How much closer the camera is in the action, says Joseph. Oh, for Silent Hill 2, yeah. Well, the new camera perspective is going to be a little more.
That's going to be pro enhanced, that game.
Yeah,
I bet you any money.
I hope so. They have the ability to stop you from playing single player games. Exactly, says Afro. Multiple games at GameStops where the disc had 0 scratches and won't read. Yep, it happens.
You know why that happens? Because GameStop, they resurface the discs, and that breaks the disc sometimes. Even though the disc is brand new, it'll get to the point where you just can't read it anymore. And people trade in. They resurface games. They'll buy games all scratched up for cheap. They'll resurface them themselves and then trade them into GameStop.
Yes.
GameStop does. They're like, oh, this is great.
This is amazing.
You get screwed. They're also giving out a GameStop Retro. People are getting bootleg copies of Pokemon.
Yeah, of course.
And
repro. We called it.
Reproduction cards. Yeah, it's already happened. A weekend. It's already been happening.
Okay, he's doing the Joseph's he's putting in the PlayStation UK magazine details. That's cool.
Nice.
Let's see. Frank says that's why I accepted digital, because you don't own it anymore. And in 10 years, if I even care, the system will be hacked and I can just play what I want. Exactly.
Yeah. All the PlayStations get jailbroken. The Switch got jailbroken. Xbox is pretty much jailbroken, but they haven't really dived into it yet. I was going to say divulged.
Let's see here. Brandon's in the house. What's up, man? Another member in the house. Playing games used to be as simple as brushing your teeth. Now it's like trying to crap with a prolapsed anus. Jesus. Well, that's one way to put it. Yeah, you can't do multiple things at once. You can't just put in a game and play it. You can't. There's always, by the way, you got to update. Oh, by the way, you need this microtransaction. So yeah, it's definitely a lot worse. They acknowledge their tribal chief Phil Spencer.
Fuck him.
No. Yeah, we're not hating Xbox, Gogol.
Phil Spencer can acknowledge these nuts. How about that?
We're disappointed with Xbox and Sony this gen as a whole, but as you can see, I have
This is the worst
Original.
last generation.
360. Like I got all the games around me. I got a Series X and a 5 over there. Perry's got like 1,000 Series X's. So we like Xbox. We want them to succeed. I just don't think they're doing a good job this
They're not
gen.
going to succeed.
Um,
Is there any news on Code Veronica Remake? Yes, it won't be on the disc. There's your news.
yeah, it's probably not going to be on a disc.
It will not be on a disc. It's over. Get used to it.
Let me see here.
You don't like it, learn to love it. That's what Ric Flair said. Right?
Yeah. People says we're lagging. Hold on one second.
Nintendo annihilated Sega. It was a bloodbath. Nintendo had no shame.
Yeah.
Nintendo took Sega to court, okay? With like, congressional hearings and stuff like that. And Nintendo was like, yeah, Sega puts porn on their game on their console and everything because of Night Trap. Like this filth will never be on a Nintendo console. Night Trap's on the Switch now, just so you know. But they were trying to get people in Washington to think that Sega was putting porn on the console. And
Right.
they just lied their asses off and annihilated Sega.
Yeah,
Sega was just trying to conduct business, man.
Yeah, they're all just trying to.
So Sony doing that to Xbox. Xbox bought Activision. They could have made Call of Duty exclusive and said fuck PlayStation. Instead, they were like, "Hey, man, we want that money. We'll put it on PlayStation."
Put it on PlayStation. Yeah.
That's what they're doing. They don't care. They're putting their games on PlayStation.
And I think, and that's the thing. It's like that's the biggest thing that always. I wanted to see same thing with like what I see what Mars Evader's saying, and I think that's to Sony's biggest detriment this gen is that like all these franchises, SOCOM included, he says Infamous, Twisted Metal, Jack and Daxter, Bloodborne, all that stuff, that should already be on there, and it's not. And I think, now that they're getting Xbox games as well, it's almost like they're using that as like, oh, well, that's extra money, right? But then it's like, you could also be bringing back other games or IPs that like really need to be back, in my opinion.
Sony is not Apple. Apple's made some pretty crappy products, bro.
Yeah.
And they made some ugly products as well.
I mean, Sony's charging almost as much as Apple. Like Perry says, who knows what
they are the
will
Apple.
Be.
They are the Apple of gaming.
Yeah, we've been saying that for months now, and then now it's with this high priced thing. Patrick's asking if he should get a Slim. See if a price drops if you don't want to pay for the Pro. But at this point,
the Slims are always, they dabble in the $449 price point. GameStop wasn't really promoting this, but you could get a Slim there for like $470 or something like that, $475. If you buy anything over $200 at GameStop, they give you $25 off anything.
Yep.
So you get a Slim there, you save some money, but Amazon always has them for like $449 every once in a while. Best Buy. They do drop in price, but by $50, they don't drop much. But now that this thing is $700, they're keeping those prices firm. It's corporate greed. That's all it is. They don't need the money. They said it earlier this year that they need the money. They just want the money too. So you sound like Sony hardcore. I'm sorry, what?
Wow.
Have you watched me the last 10 years?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Perry has been giving Sony shit for a long time, brother.
My man, I'm an Xbox guy.
I was gonna say,
and I'm telling you, Xbox is fucked up.
Yeah, Perry's been playing Xbox since day one.
Since day one. It's 23 years now.
We know Sony doesn't care, Google. We know. We're not saying Xbox cares. We're not saying Sony cares. We're saying they're fucking the customers.
Bro, Sony and
Xbox act like Microsoft
are having the worst generation in the fucking history of their consoles right now. Both of them. Last gen was bad because the hardware sucked. This gen, they got decent hardware, and the games aren't coming. On both of them. What that's you see what I mean, Anthony?
Yeah.
I'm an Xbox guy, but I'm talking the truth about Xbox, and nobody can handle the fucking truth. Oh,
No.
you're a fanboy or you're a hater. It's like, no, bro. I want them to succeed. The problem is they're going this way when I'm over here waiting for them to do shit.
Yeah.
They're down the block. They're
How
already
how
doing
many
their
Series
thing.
X consoles did you buy again?
I have 1, 2, and then 3 in the corner. I have the Series S behind me. I have one in the other room and one in the bedroom. I have one downstairs. No, we have 2 downstairs now because the one in the living room went downstairs. And there's 2 downstairs. And I have a sealed one in the back room in the thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I fucking hate Xbox. I just have them all around the house.
Let's see
My
here.
favorite breakfast is Jim Ryan's Hairy Crumpets. Well, there you go.
Well, that's the OG classic. Let's see here. I think I saw Togo what's going on. Yeah, the first 30 minutes of Silent Hill is online. That's true. At this point, I'm just gonna wait to play it. But it does sound good, Joseph. He's giving me the whole summary here. Yeah, no problem for the advice, Pat. Yeah, we're just being honest, and we want people to shop smart. You know, again, we've been covering this stuff for
Hey,
11 years on the Game
you guys
Complainer
can like
show.
what you like and buy what you buy.
Yeah, we're not telling you should do one or the other. We're just
But
giving
I was
our
the
thoughts.
Xbox guy for years on this whole thing. But in the last couple of months, there's no point. There really is no point.
Yeah, we've been
The
telling.
console is going to go away, the Xbox console. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They have an idea of what they're doing, but they're pretty much leaving people with console in the dust. So that's just the way that it is, unfortunately. We want them to compete. If Xbox would have competed, that PlayStation 5 Pro wouldn't be $700. Just remember that.
Yeah. Frank
The
says,
minute they put their games on PlayStation, Sony was like, well, they're our bitch now. We determine the market. We dictate it.
Frank
There
says
you
that's
go.
why Xbox went over changed because people keep eating their shit. I stopped eating it. I spent over $1,000 on Xbox consoles this gen, and I'm not getting what I want. Yeah, I mean, you gotta vote.
Oh,
with
he actually
your wallet.
cursed. Wow, look at that. Frank cursed.
Yeah, that's how you know
Spent
it's
over
being
1K on
business.
Xbox consoles, and this gen I'm not getting what I want. Yeah, they promised the world's most powerful console, and their games can't even run at 60
No,
frames.
they can't even run.
Wait 6 months. 6 months. The game's out now. I got to play it on PC to get 60
Yeah,
frames.
what the hell are we doing here?
You promised me that this machine was going to give me that, and it didn't.
What are we doing?
I'm not waiting 6 months. The game's fucking dead. Look at Redfall. They finally patched it 7 months later, and that game was dead after 2 weeks.
Google says, I apologize. I agree Microsoft has made.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But in the market, it is a shit market.
But
Nobody's
this
buying
just proves
games,
one
period.
thing. You guys have to call this stuff out. Like what the PlayStation guys are doing on Twitter, that's the right thing to do. You got to hold Sony accountable.
Yes.
Because you know what? Sony might come out next week and be like, you know what? We're getting too much backlash. We're going to drop that shit to $599. Or they'll say, we'll keep it at $700, but we'll include the disk drive.
That's the least
End
they
of
can fucking do.
End of the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And more people will be happy. I think you have more people outraged about the disk drive, and they're using the $700 just to get back at them. I enjoyed Redfall 2 back, but after about 4 hours, it just got tedious. And it was broken at that time. And literally, the 4 of us that played it, we never went back to it. It's a shame. Because they had something they had something pretty good.
Yeah.
And they just didn't release it properly, and that's it, man.
Shinji Mikami slams censorship in Japan. The rules are made by people who don't play games. Well, I mean, I agree. I don't think censorship should be in games either. That's why I like rated M games.
Japan's weird like that. They censor a lot more than just games.
They do, yeah. That's why a lot of the early RE stuff, like when you play it over here, it's different. Like we would actually get shooting the heads off of zombies, where in the Japanese version, when you shoot the head off a zombie, it wouldn't move. It would just stay there, and then they would fall down. You saw those differences from just the mid to late 90s, too.
I'll wait to see what they do with the next console. I think they're waiting to see how the consoles are down 40%, man.
Yeah,
Xbox
man.
is
It's
pretty much done.
Yeah.
They're saying, "Oh, we're doing a handheld." Who's gonna fucking buy it? That's gonna be like $700.
That's going to be expensive because there is going to be Steam on it. You know what I mean? There is going to like it's not just going to be.
If that handheld doesn't get axed,
Yeah, the Brooklyn
because
got
the
axed.
whole thing that's going around is that Xbox. There's a senior management underneath Satya that works for Satya, and apparently that lady is on Phil Spencer's ass with the money, with the budget. And she's basically, she doesn't even like Phil Spencer because she's like, this guy is not doing anything for us as far as like getting the hardware and all that.
Yeah.
So, I think they're gonna they have their Xbox people leaking shit every fucking day at every hour. Ooh, there's a handout. Ooh, there's this. Ooh, there's that. It's the same people that told you that there was going to be multiple maps for Halo Infinite, which we never got.
No.
Or Code Tatanka, which was the Battle Royale mode. Where is that? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
They had them leak all this stuff to keep people on Game Pass. They just want you on Game Pass because they get money that way. They're just lying their asses off to keep you on. And once you realize that this shit is just ridiculous, you're jumping off. I jumped off Game Pass. October 8th is when it won't renew.
Yeah, we were on it since the beginning.
I've been on Xbox Live since 2001. Or no, not 2001. 2004 when it launched.
Yeah.
I've been paying ever since.
For me,
and I'm finally jumping off. I'm done. I'm tired of bullshit.
Yeah.
And Phil Spencer himself said it. Don't believe me till you have the game in your hand. Or did he say, don't believe me till you have your dick in your hand? What did he say? I don't remember.
So you got the controller in the hand.
But the guy is like a used car salesman. He looks like Eric Bischoff. He's got the fucking leather jacket. He's got the jeans. He's walking around doing this. He's full of shit, that guy. Phil saved Xbox. Yeah, he saved Xbox to kill it.
That's true.
If you're on a boat, say you're on a cruise. Oh no, I'm sorry. Say you have a giant boat. And you're on the boat in the middle of the ocean and you see some lady, help me, help me. You throw her a life preserver, but you keep going.
You're just like, see ya.
Yeah, you saved her for like 5 minutes, but she's going to drown anyway. So did you really save her?
Let's see, how much do you think the Switch 2 is going to cost? Probably $400.
Xbox, as you know, it is dead. The console, that's going to go away. They're going to be fine as a third-party publisher. They're going to be the biggest third-party publisher out there, and mobile. That's what they wanted. That's why they bought ABK. They don't care about the console business anymore. They're full of shit. And you're going to see that soon, within the next 2 years. I would tell you to start saving up for a PC if you don't like PlayStation. But remember, PlayStation games are going to PC. God of War Ragnarok comes out in a couple of days.
Well, the thing is, Google, is that Perry already owns everything. We own both consoles. I'm going to be building a new PC. So it's like we're already on everything. So Perry doesn't really just move. Like, even myself, I don't just move to one spot and that's it. We play everything.
You want to see how bad the Xbox was? When Astrobot came out the other day. All the Xbox fanboy guys said, oh, Banjo is coming back. Banjo's not fucking coming back, dude. You're just trying to steal thunder from Astrobot, okay? This is how stupid that shit is.
Yeah, it's just people
Banjo. I've been hearing about
stuff.
Banjo for 10 years. Banjo's never coming back.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
They just say shit to keep people on so they don't go teeter and go out and buy a Astrobot.
I'm a PC gamer mainly. Xbox is secondary, says Google. Well, there you go. I mean, then
PC's
you're
the way
fine.
to go. If you have PC Game Pass, you're actually saving money.
You do save money that way, yeah. So, like, the real thing is that, like, yeah, maybe Perry won't invest in another console if there's an Xbox console, but he's not really... It's not like you're going to never play...
I'm not buying the next Xbox. They can go fuck themselves because, you know what? You lied to me about this one. I'm done. Now... Listen, I've been waiting. When you buy an Xbox, you have to wait. Now, if they make another console, if it gets approved, they're going to wait for me. Meaning, they're going to have to fucking make their games. They're going to have to show me why I should buy an Xbox.
Right.
And by Phil Spencer running around, it's like, oh, this game's delayed. This game's coming. Oh, this game. Oh, we can't release this game right now because we have too many games coming out. talking about, dude? Like, Avowed was supposed to come out this year, and then, like, what was it, 2 months ago, a month ago? They said, oh, we're delaying it till February. What do you mean February? You said it was coming out this year. Oh, no, the game's done. But we have Call of Duty coming. It's like, go fuck yourself, dude. Not everybody that plays Call of Duty is going to play Avowed.
No.
You need to have variety out there, and you need games now. Holy shit, this was your year to jump on that. Sony had nothing.
Google says, but you just
Sony
said...
flat out told you in January, we have nothing.
Google says, but you just said it's dead, but now they're making a new one. Well, we don't know that yet. We're just saying...
They're putting rumors out there that they're making a handheld and a hybrid console. Kind of like the Switch.
And what we're basically saying is we think that's not going to save them. So,
but it also runs Steam and all that. At that point, it's a PC.
Yeah.
Like, why would you buy an Xbox to log into Steam?
That doesn't make Xbox less dead than they already are, as far as, like, that's not going to save the company. That's our point, Google. We're not just, like, talking shit.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. This is what they do, though. If you listen to the Xbox community, every fucking day, every hour, it's always something different that they leak out. Because people at Microsoft tell them, hey, say this. Because we can't say it, because we have shareholders. That's why Microsoft doesn't come out and say, oh, yeah, that game is not doing this, or this not doing. They have to come out and do this thing where it's a spiel, because they're not talking to you, the customer, they're talking to the investors, the shareholders. That's just Microsoft to begin with. It's not even the Xbox division.
Xbox
they all do that at Microsoft.
30 million. It has the most Game Pass subs.
30 million ain't nothing. PlayStation, how many did that sell?
Oh, man.
150 million
Something
units?
like that, yeah. Those day one games run like crap, only at 30 frames. That's the problem, Stevie Mac. Yeah, the Series X isn't giving us what we paid for.
They're not giving. They advertise this thing at. They said there would be no. Phil Spencer is actually quoted as saying there would be no sacrifice for performance and fidelity on the Series X. That was in June or July of 2020.
Yep.
Before it launched.
We thought we were
Where
going
are we
to
at
be
now?
60 solid, and then we didn't.
And then, like, developers aren't even putting their games on it anymore. Marvel vs. Capcom Collection comes out at midnight tonight. Capcom wasn't even putting it on Xbox until Phil Spencer had to talk to them.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, sometime in 2025. So now you have to wait again for third party now. What's the point?
Yeah, and let's see here. Frank was saying... Yeah. Frank was saying the fact that you have to pay $20 to get day one games on Game Pass on consoles and only $11 on PC is a huge slap in the face to all of us who bought the consoles. And then he says everyone's worried about a $700 Pro, but if you buy the $600 Series X and pay $20 a month for Game Pass, that costs you $840 for the system and a year of Game Pass. Yeah. No, those are all fantastic points. PC to console thing too is just doesn't make any sense as far as like the price difference. And now they have the standard tier, which we're going to talk about tonight. They brought out the standard tier of Game Pass.
Yeah, that's another mess.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that tonight.
They just need to have two tiers, PC and Ultimate.
I think Konami was too invested in pachinko machines, Mr. X, as to why they didn't want to make Silent Hill.
Konami doesn't make games anymore. Konami licensed out their IPs.
Yes.
They're done making games. They make gambling is a big thing over there.
Yeah, they make a lot of money. Xbox console is from Peter. Xbox consoles was the identity of Xbox. Now, you already read. Okay. Now it eroded.
No, I mean I read it. You can read it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but now it has eroded to just being a publisher. Yeah, it's gotten to that point where it kind of got rid of its
He's right.
It's punchiness,
Xbox.
that used to have like again when like I was saying a few weeks ago, like I missed the actual like real competition that would come from both Sony and Microsoft. Like it was really like they were snapping back and forth at each other for a while, and then it got to a point where they just kind of cowered in a corner, like, oh man, this is it. And then they gave them the games to Sony, and it's ridiculous,
Yeah, I mean, Xbox is the console. The minute it turns into a service, like it's done.
Yeah,
it's done. Like,
yeah, it was called Xbox. It would
can
be
you guys,
a box.
Can you guys just imagine if PlayStation just became an app, and PlayStation said, "You know what? We're putting all our games on the app. You guys that own the console, you're gonna pay more money if you want half those games." You'd be like, why do I own the console then? What's the point?
Yeah.
Right?
That's how we feel over with Xbox.
That's how I feel with Xbox at this point.
Yeah. With PS5 Pro, you still need PSN to play online. Yeah. Yep. So you're going to be paying, whatever to stay online. That's why the PC conversation really does come up, and I think that's why it's more relevant, because you save so much more money. You're not paying monthly. You have that customization. You can get things for free. You could try before you buy. There's just so many loopholes and so many things that work out better on PC, and it's just good to know what your options are.
Xbox service is X-ass.
Yeah, X-ass. Damn. Okay. Joseph's like just typing this whole Silent Hill 2 summary. I love it. I mean, it sounds good, but he's just telling me he's giving me the exclusives, I guess. Exclusives. Let's be honest. Xbox was just a Halo machine anyway. What other games sold Xboxes?
Gears of War, and I was on the front lines for that, by the way.
Yeah, Gears of War.
Because when I
is one
worked
of my
at
favorite
Microsoft,
games of all time. So
that was a huge thing for us.
I talk about Resident Evil on this channel a lot, but not a lot of you guys might know is Gears 1 and 2 are on like one of my top games of all time. So
you know how much money when I had to go into those marketing meetings that we spent on Gears? It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just it was the place to play for online during that era too. Xbox Live was so much more impactful.
PC is on shackle. I love that because I always think of the guy going like the Incredible Hulk.
That's a good one. That's cool. You can loot places in Silent Hill 2. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 just seems like such a bigger game now with their engine. So if Konami wants to just give it to Blooper Team, and as long as Blooper Team does the job, like I've been saying, it looks pretty damn good. I'm there. I'm going to be there day one. I'm probably going to be playing it all night. So I'll be there. I'll be streaming Silent Hill 2. Stay tuned for that, guys, because I'll be the remake. And I just finished Silent Hill 3, which I did enjoy, actually. It's like probably my favorite out of the trilogy. I actually really enjoyed Silent Hill 3 because it connects to 1 so much, and it makes 1 make so much more sense to me. And I love 1. So, yeah, I actually really did enjoy that. That was fun to play that. Fable sold really well, too, J-Chip. You're right. Fable sold really well.
PC gamer, I build PCs. How many PCs have you built, Gogol? Come on.
You guys are typical console fans. PC gamers don't whine.
I built like 40 PCs, bro.
Yeah,
and
I was
we're building
say,
Anthony's PC live on this channel in a few months.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we're getting this thing built this fall, whether I like it or not, because I'm ready to just jump on the new.
He just has to buy his graphics card, and he's ready to go.
Yeah, that's the last beefy thing I got to put money down on, But it is what it is, I want to get a good PC that's updated, but Gogol, Perry's been building PCs left to right, so don't lump us in with typical console fans.
I've been on PC since 1993.
Yeah, we're gamers.
Oh, when did Sonic come out? When did Sega Genesis come out? Oh, Sega was 80, but when did Sonic come out? Because that was the year I got my Genesis, and I got my computer that same day.
Yeah.
A Packard Bell, 115 Legend. So you tell me who's a console guy. I play everything everywhere.
Yeah, and we're gamers.
I even have the Ouya. I played the Intellivision
91,
Amigo.
by the way. 91.
I played all that stuff. 91.
June 23rd, 91.
I've been on PC for that long.
Yeah, it's like we are gamers that play everything.
What's that, 33 years?
So just because, like, I hate that whole argument of like, well, just because you have a PC, you can't complain. It's like, yeah, but we also like console stuff. We like console experiences.
I buy everything. Why do you think I bought the Pro? Because I'm a tech head. I gotta have everything.
Yeah, it's okay to want to play the home consoles too. Sometimes we do like just having a console. Sorry that we like PC and console. I didn't know that was a thing we can't do.
Here's the thing too. When we call out Xbox, we're calling them out because we're disenfranchised with our purchase. So
yeah, I have my Series X right over there. I play it almost every day. PS5, same thing. I play them. I give them. I try to give what I put into them, obviously, but let's see. The open world RE rumors, I just take them with a grain of salt. I think they've been ramping up again because of the Tokyo Game Show, but who knows? I did beat the boss, Joseph. Yes, I did beat Silent Hill 3. I still owe to PS2, PS3, and 5. Seems a little bit of a disappointment. I might get it someday, but the Pro, because good lord, that price. Well, McGold, obviously vote with your wallet. Prices do go down too. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, now you don't have to listen to me bitch and moan and complain anymore. Because go, you can go fuck yourself. Have a good one, Gogo.
I have PCs, but sometimes I just like to sit down in my living room and play on my console, says Frank. It's easier to play with
How
my
did he
family
listen
on
to us
consoles
bitch for
too.
an hour on our channel when he's watching us right now?
I have no
That
idea.
makes no sense. Anyway. Bye.
Let's see. Spending too much on a damn PC trying to build it. I don't even have the money like most people. Yeah, some people just buy consoles. That's fine, Kulari. That's okay. Like, it's okay to game on consoles. It's okay to game on both. We're not saying, anybody should feel any different if you think otherwise. Do what you want. It's just games at the end of the day,
Look at the name, Anthony.
J Chip Show said, oh, wait, what name? What am I looking at here? I've been trying to catch up the chat here before I move on.
Yeah, look at that name. Anything stick out? Just keep it to yourself. Anyway.
Ah, yes.
There you go.
There it is.
There it is.
It all makes sense now. I remember hearing an old LTRE episode, and I remember one of the discussions was Ant getting the PC. Yeah, that was the PC that I'm currently on right now, actually.
Back from the dead is right. If you don't like your food at the restaurant, you send it back and hope they fix it. Thank you.
Man. If you pay money for something, you better get what the fuck you pay for. If
you don't
not,
see the manager fucking running out of the back of the kitchen and be like, "Back from the dead, you son of a bitch! You said this food wasn't good." And he's like, "Oh,
yeah."
No, you gotta stick up for yourself, man.
You gotta if you put money down on something and it's not giving you what you want, you have to be vocal about it, and
the majority wins. Remember that.
All the tracks from Silent Hill 2 are worked from the ground up. Well, they sounded good from what I heard, so
nice.
I like how people are categorizing us when they literally have no idea what we are about. That's what I'm saying. We play everything, guys. This isn't. I play old stuff. I play new stuff. I play PC. I play PlayStation, Xbox. This is just. It is what it is, Like we can't convince people. Like, do you think we're just sitting here acting like we like this stuff and play this stuff? Like, no, we actually put the time in. You know what I mean? So yeah, fuck that. It's okay to game on your phone or tablet. Just have fun. Exactly. I don't care if you just play Candy Crush for 48 hours straight. I don't care. Tetris. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Play whatever. I know we usually don't talk just, wide open games discussion on this channel because it's just typically RE and survival horror. But, this is the stuff we talk about on Game Complainers every week. So this conversation will be continued tonight. We're going to be live at 9:30, between 9:30 and 10 Eastern. So we have a lot of Xbox and PlayStation stuff to talk about, but I wanted to give my thoughts on the Pro this stream. That was the purpose of this.
It's okay to game on your phone or tablet. Yeah, I agree. That's cool. I don't mind that. I play games on my tablet. I played Resident Evil 4 Remake on my freaking... I had to go out and buy an iPad just for that shit.
Yeah.
NES game, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. That's my favorite NES game.
That's a great one. I would say Gunsmoke's one of my favorites, and I like Contra, and...
Good.
There's a couple games. I always like Jaws, even though that game is...
Jaws is good. It's an RPG.
Yeah.
People don't know that.
It's very
I
fun.
like Nightmare on Elm Street,
Nightmare on Elm Street's a great
Jaws.
one. Yeah.
We beat that. The four of us beat it multiple times. It's a stupid game.
Yeah, we usually run that one of the times we hang out and the few times we hang each year. If you're worried about it being too combat heavy, don't worry. And if anything, the remake's intro is slower, steadier build. Well, I heard it's longer, Joseph, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to Silent Hill 2. Yeah, I'm excited for Silent Hill 2. I'm really excited. Matt says Contra was my go-to back in the day. RE2 on N64 has a built-in randomizer. Really? Yeah, the N64 version of RE2 is very unique. I love Battletoads. Who doesn't? Come on now, Battletoads. It's the most frustrating game, I think, on NES, but it's it's very challenging.
Oh, Battletoads.
But speaking of games and other things, so the other thing that is on the title of this video is the new channel that I've been kind of talking about. And so a lot of people, always wanted to kind of see another channel of mine where I just kind of play and talk about other games and kind of just other things as well. It could be just, multi-purpose. It could be any kind of like vlog type stuff or collection updates or any kind of live stream, any game, any genre. So that's kind of what I'm approaching with this, is that, it got to a point where it pretty much just, I need to do another channel where I think I could do more on it than what I'm doing here. Not to say that I'm stopping this. I'm not stopping anything. I'm still going to be making content, survival horror, Resident Evil, survival horror stuff. That's not going to stop. But obviously there's a ceiling here in terms of the content I can talk about and discuss, right? So that's what this channel is. Everyone wanted to see, something else that is just another channel where I can, you could follow me there and I will be talking about other topics and other games and just whatever I want. And it's just, that's what it is. I mean, I could still do collaborations and stuff like that. That's not going to be something that doesn't happen. And so, but I also will just be doing other forms of content. So that's what this is going to be. And it's just going to be just little things starting out. I kind of just silently launched the channel in a way. I just kind of made it and I was like, I'll just drop, a couple videos on it and then just start, slowly but surely piecing some stuff together so people kind of know what I'm talking about and like where I'm going with this channel. Yeah, depending on if people check it out, great. Because I think it can reach some more people as well that aren't just in the survival horror circle. So I still might play some horror games on here as well. Some stuff that I might, not want to put on here because it might mess up the algorithm, that kind of thing. But I mean, I could play anything from NES games to, Sega Genesis games to Atari to, current stuff. And I think that's the point of this, is just like other games, but also other things. If I want to talk about like a vinyl, I could talk about a vinyl or do certain things like that. So, I have not had OnlyFans since 2018. But yeah, this isn't a OnlyFans announcement. This is a third channel announcement, I should say. I mean, I'm a part of 3 channels in total. This channel, my film channel, and then Game Complainers. But this is the third channel that is just going to be from the ground up here. And here it is. So it's Anthony Underground. And that's the name. And it's just going to be it's a tribute to PlayStation Underground, but it's just going to be the other side of, other side of YouTube or other side of me that you might not be able to see with the games that I have to cover here or the topics I have to cover here. So, so check out the channel, subscribe.
Bro, you just
there.
got called a Sony pony and then you can't these Underground.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You're not making your case look good.
That's true. Xbox hater, right? But yeah,
subscribe.
but no one's really gonna know that. You know what I mean? It's just like, because people know about it, but like, if you're just looking at it, you don't know what it is. You know what I mean? You're just, okay, this is just what it is. But if I do get pigeonholed, then I'll change it. But I think that's what I'm gonna go with. YouTube does let me change it, so if I feel, silly about it, then, I'm not. If I'm doing movie reviews, it's probably going to be on my film channel. It's probably not going to be on this channel. So yeah, my film channel is like where I put up short films and stuff that I work on with my friends, and then also movie reviews. So that's been around though. I've been talking about that for a while, but that's also on my channels the check out tab. So yeah, Tormented Souls 2. I'm excited for Tormented Souls 2. I haven't really seen much on it, but Anthony After Dark. Yeah. Never forget Raw Underground. Let's see. Anthony's reaction and reaction videos. Yes. Let's see. RWK says we're early. Well, yeah. I mean, I was gonna
Long
just
show,
do this.
buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna do this earlier.
Yes, it's later.
We
Yes,
ended up.
RWK.
Yeah. So we're still doing game complainers tonight. So that's gonna be 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, between 9:30 and 10. So that is the plan. But yeah, so that's the other channel. That's the other channel name. And yeah, check it out. Hopefully I don't get pigeonholed as a PlayStation fanboy in the process, but one of the first videos I made was me ranting about the Pro. Well, not ranting, but talking about the Pro. So maybe that will get me out of that one.
It's the pre-show, probably. We both had to eat dinner before we go live.
Yeah.
We don't care if they're trying to cancel for PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, it's when they realize that the channel is it's not PlayStation centered.
Just a tribute to PlayStation. That's all it is. He'll have
Yeah.
other content on there. It's not just PlayStation. It's going to be everything.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, is that when people see the name, they might not even know what it's referencing, because it's Underground is very niche, very, very niche. So I don't know. I could just change it to whatever I want, so I still have that option. But that's kind of what I'm working with now.
Sub before it was cool.
Exactly. Let's see. I think I got up all the comments here. Oh, Jesus. I'm not going to do a fettuccine Alfredo mukbang. No thanks.
Hey, fettuccine Alfredo is great. I haven't had that in a long time.
Yeah.
But, it's good
Underground. Yeah.
It's good when you eat it, but when you think about eating it, you just want to throw up. It's just one of those things where it tastes good when you're in the moment, but when you think about it, you're like,
that's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Need for Speed Underground. There you go.
Yeah, right.
Remember when it was called The Need for Speed?
The Need for Speed.
They cut the off of the title after the first game.
Let's see.
Eat an entire bar of cream cheese. Oh, yes. Yes. The Xbox faithful and their... it's funny. There's an Xbox podcast out there where the guy complains about cream cheese being expensive, which, by the way, he's talking about a 2-pack of cream cheese. But he's, he says Game Pass being raised $5 is great. So figure that out. He's bitching about cream cheese, a 2-pack of cream cheese being expensive. But
yeah.
Game Pass going up $5. Hey, no problem.
No problem at all. We got
Have a great show on the Game Players. Thank you, Joseph. We'll try.
Yeah, we'll try.
Cream cheese. There you go, RWK.
If we don't get bitched out for being Sony fanboys, I guess.
Well, we're going to take both of them to task tonight. So get ready, everybody.
Yeah. Here we go with the cream cheese again.
We've had Xbox bad news for over a month now, and tonight Sony stepped in it again. Besides Concord, now they're stepping in it again with this Pro.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to talk about. Here we go, the cream cheese again, says Matt. I think Carbon was the first Need for Speed I played. Nice, that was a good one. We had that collector's edition at Best Buy. It's got the black smoked out cover. You know who I think I know who. Yes.
During
When you go
October,
to
it's called
Taco
Scream
Bell, J
Cheese.
Chip, there's a big boom in your pants, right? There's your hint. During October, it's called Scream Cheese.
Scream Cheese. Yeah, it's I don't know. I think there was much else I was going to talk about here. Yeah, I mean that's check out the new channel. I know it's going to be a slow start, and that's fine. You know, it's not going to get big overnight or anything like that. But I just want to start putting stuff out there so I could give it an identity. And yeah, it's not going to be PlayStation stuff. So let's see here. I don't think I missed any comments.
Any final questions or comments before we go? Because we got to eat dinner and we got to do stuff before we've got to live life a little bit for the next hour and a half, 2 hours.
Got a question
2.5
for you
hours,
both.
whatever it
Fans
is.
of RE, do you think the current mainline story is a bit uninteresting and lackluster? Because I've been thinking about that lately.
Yeah, 7 and 8 suck.
Yeah,
the stories suck.
I think
the gameplay is good, but the storylines are horrible.
Yeah, I think these last few mainline games feel more like side stories than they do like mainline.
Yeah, they are, because they're about Ethan Winters and who the hell is he? You know what I mean?
I like 7 more than 8, but that's not saying a whole lot, you know.
Hopefully 9 goes back to the main cast, and we don't have to worry about it. Nintendo news. All right, I'll give you a scoop on Nintendo. There's a rumor that the new Nintendo Switch is going to be able to broadcast to multiple screens in your home. And if you have other devices like your phone, you can also use those as the controller as well as the Joy-Cons. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's accurate.
Right.
But if you see that in the next couple of weeks or months when they unveil this thing, because they're going to show you at some point for next year, it's coming out next year. That's apparently the big feature. And apparently that technology is going to be used for the new PlayStation handheld that they're making and the new Xbox handheld that they're allegedly making. So get ready for that technology.
Yeah, it's they're always trying to push something, new.
Yeah, let's see if that's accurate or not. I heard that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they'll keep the dock, and this will just be an addition, and maybe they'll price it at $399, $450.
Yeah, it's going to be $400. It's going to be $400, the new Switch.
So they'll price it reasonably and all that good
That's
stuff.
what I was saying. The Pro is just good news for Nintendo, because Nintendo's just putting their feet back and relaxing. They're like, these motherfuckers fucked up. Nintendo hates PlayStation. I don't think people realize that. They absolutely hate them. They want them to die. People think because they're both Japanese companies, they should be buddy-buddy. They're not. Nintendo hates Sony PlayStation with a passion.
Yeah.
And their buddies, Microsoft, couldn't get the job done, so Nintendo's going to have to take the gloves off and finish them off.
Miguel saying, is it worse than 5 and 6?
What, the storyline?
I didn't think 5 storyline was too bad. 6,
5 was great.
6 storyline might be worse than 7.
Yeah, 6 was fucking trash.
That was all over the place.
Well, let me ask you a question. Since they're remaking 5, where do you think they go with 6? Do you think they stick to one main line, or do you think that they...
I think if 5's co-op, then they might just do a co-op thing in 6 again and just make it one story and just kind of like dance around like the characters like in one story, not like you have to replay it multiple times.
Yeah, but then are people going to get mad because they cut everything from the game? Like,
yeah, I think
if I were them, I would just make 6 single player and just fucking retcon that story and just make it.
Fans that would complain would just be hypocrites, because the biggest thing was like, oh, it was too much, and then you have the fans that like some characters over the others. So yeah, you're gonna have people pissed if they cut anything out.
Nintendo beefing with PlayStation. PlayStation screwed Nintendo years ago in a deal, a business
They
deal.
hate them. Yeah.
They made the Nintendo PlayStation that was originally going to be the console.
Yeah.
PlayStation and Nintendo were going to make a disc-based, if I can read today, disc-based console that was going to compete with the Sega CD. Sony actually went to Sega first, and Sega said no thanks. So PlayStation and Nintendo got together. They made the console. You can see that on YouTube. There's one guy that has a prototype of it still. So they worked out a deal, and at the very end of the terms, Sony was like, "Well, we want 50% of the profits even on your games." So even off Mario and Zelda, Sony wanted a 50% cut. Nintendo said they didn't sign the contract, but they looked at it. They go, "All right, we'll have another meeting next week and we'll finalize the deal." Sony was like, "Great." They're like, E3 is next week or whatever it was. Some showcase was a week prior or a week after. Bro, Nintendo gets on the phone with Philips and goes, "We want to partner with you." Behind Sony's back. This is why Nintendo has games on the CDI, because they partnered with Philips. At E3 or whatever showcase this was, Nintendo publicly announced, they got Sony guys in the front row, that they're now signed in with a deal with Philips. The Sony guys are fucking livid. And the Nintendo PlayStation became the Sony PlayStation. So Nintendo created the juggernaut known as PlayStation, but Nintendo hates their guts. That's why Nintendo's always teamed with Microsoft. They're literally in the same cul-de-sac in Redmond, Washington. So that's why like Xbox and Nintendo are always buddy-buddy, because they always wanted to get rid of PlayStation. And Bill Gates' mandate for Xbox was to get Sony out of the living room in America and get Xbox in the living room.
Yeah.
And now that playbook is thrown out the window. Now this Game Pass bullshit has happened. They don't even care anymore about that. But yeah, looks like Nintendo's going to have to take the gloves off themselves and finish this mess, because that's what it's going to come down to. 6 getting reimagined would be very interesting. I think they should just do that, man. Retcon the old 6. Start off from scratch.
Yeah, he says 5 grew on him. I mean, 5 I always liked. I mean, look, it's not a perfect game, but I always loved.
Maybe they'll change
co-op
5 to the
5.
point where 6 has changed.
Yeah, I think if Wesker doesn't, get got by the end and they change his face, that's going to be very interesting.
Well, even if they stick with that ending where he gets killed,
yeah,
you reboot 6 kind of like 4 remake. Like it's just Leon, and you just turn into a different game.
Yeah,
you could do that.
Yeah,
it's a remake. You can do whatever you want.
Thank you, Thunders. Thanks to Thunders.
Thunders, thank you so much, buddy. As Your Eyes, he's a great guy, and he deserves a membership. You got Insight. Sounds like they got the... Well, it's all over the internet, dude, if you just look it up. Sony didn't get double-crossed because they turned around and told Nintendo, we want 50% of your IP profits. Nintendo's not going to do that.
No.
Oh, yeah, you guys, you're going to partner with us, and you make Mario? We want 50% of Mario.
Yeah.
What the fuck sense does that make?
Yeah. They're like, no, screw you. We're just going to do it.
It's
ourselves.
like if I say, Anthony, let's sign a contract to do a show together, but I want everything in your house.
Yeah.
Anthony's going to be like, fuck this. I'm not signing that shit.
Yeah. If 5 had a solo campaign.
Yeah. Okay. It would be fun. But like Anthony said earlier in the year, it seems like 4 remakes set up the mechanics for 5 remake, as far as the co-op and all that stuff. So let's see. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Just make the Leon and Helena story. If co-op or solo with Leon, I would agree with you. I like that story best, but they might do the Chris story as well. I don't know.
That's what I appreciate about you guys. You guys are well informed and entertaining at the same time. Well, we try. We're not sitting here spouting wrong information.
PlayStation fanboys that bitch and moan all the time, right? By the way, I'm going to unblock that guy and let the chips fall where they may. Because I don't want to be known as the blocker.
Nintendo had the upper hand, and that was the one That was the one bringing everything to the table, so they would never agree to a 50-50 split. Yeah, exactly. They're like, yo, we got these successful IPs, and Sony was just like, yeah, but we just want to cut, and they're just like, well, we put in the work, like, you know.
Well, no, it was a mandate from Sony. Like, if we sign this deal, we're getting 50% on all the games. And Nintendo just wasn't doing that.
No, they thought about
Nintendo
that.
still doesn't do that.
No, they thought about it. They thought about it for probably 2 seconds. They were just like, no, we're not doing that.
Well, that's an insult too in Japan. I mean, these guys work hard, and then you turn around and say that to them, like, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's it's something that they'll take to the grave. They take
And by
that
the
stuff
way,
seriously over there.
a
in
lot of
Japan.
people think that Xbox and Microsoft stole Rare from Nintendo. Nintendo needs to buy back Rare. No, Nintendo sold Rare to Microsoft. They didn't want Rare anymore. Nintendo was pissed off about the what was that game? Conker's Fur Day, Bad Fur Day.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Get these guys the fuck out of here. We don't want this associated with our console or nothing. Get these guys out of here." And they made the meeting. Microsoft wanted to buy Nintendo in the early days. People act like Phil Spencer went there last year and asked them, because there's that story that they left in their face, and that on the internet that translated to Phil Spencer went there last year and they left in his face. That's not what happened. When Microsoft was first getting into gaming, they approached Nintendo because they're both in Redmond, they're neighbors. They laughed at Microsoft, whatever. But Nintendo called them back and said, "Listen, we want to get rid of this company called Rare. You want it?" And Microsoft's like, "Yeah, we'll take it." So I keep seeing this shit where Nintendo needs to buy back Rare. Microsoft needs to give them Rare back because they stole them from Rare. No, Nintendo was done with Rare.
It was over.
GoldenEye was out already. Perfect Dark was done. The minute that Conquer game came out, they got pissed off. And they said, "Get this shit out of here. Get these people out of here. We want nothing to do with these guys."
Thunder says Conquerors was sick, though. It was.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people enjoyed it, but that's just what happened. Nintendo wanted to be family friendly, and that just was not part of their portfolio.
Yeah. Patrick's
And
asking,
they felt like they were kind of betrayed by Rare because they thought Rare was going to make a game for kids, and
yeah, exactly. That it was like, oh no, we're trying to go in this direction, and then
that game was over the top.
Rare has become cooked.
Oh, Rare's done. Like they got like
Conquer's
nothing going
bad
on.
for this is J Chip Show. Patrick was saying, is RE5 in development or Zero and Code Veronica? ? Well, contrary to all the discussion, me and Perry personally think 5 is in development.
They gave you 2 in the ending of RE4 points to 5.
Yeah.
The DLC ending points to 5.
Mm-hmm.
5 is next.
I think now. Do I think they're still working on a 1 remake? Yeah. I don't think that's not happening. I think for the 30th anniversary, you're going to see that.
You might see that for the 30th, yeah.
But I mean, they always work at multiple things at once. So I think the next thing we know 9 has been in development. So I think that might be the next thing up. But yeah, I think 5 Code Veronica will happen eventually. It's not happening right now. And same thing with 0. The rumor of 0 and 1 remake could potentially be the same kind of like one big long game. That could also be the case. So we might see that. But we don't know. I mean, it's been really quiet. So that's why I've just been trying to do other survival horror stuff on this channel and do other videos to kind of hold over the time until we actually have some, updated RE stuff. Some random fan will be like, a remake's supposed to keep the same recipe as the original and expanding the lore. RE1 did that better than the current trash reimagining.
They're remakes. You can do whatever you want. I don't understand. A remake is not a one-on-one. A remake is a remake. If you watch movies from the 90s that are remakes of movies from the 50s and 60s,
yeah,
they change stuff. They take stuff out. They add stuff in.
Right.
It's its own thing. You guys have to get over that. A remake is not a one-on-one. You guys have to understand that.
So now some remakes are closer than others. Sure. I think RE1 remake is a good example of being as close as you possibly can get.
RE1 remake,
more,
they took everything that they wanted to do originally, except for the first person mode, and they got it in there and they got it going on. RE2 Remake, they tried to do what they did, and I think it was successful. RE3 Remake, we all know the story there. It was supposed to be DLC for 2. They were going to sell it for $10-20. But they saw how well 2 sold, and they said, you know what? Just sell it for $60.
Well, 3 was
Not a
also
good
being
move.
made at the same time
Yes,
as
because it
2.
was supposed to be DLC.
Yeah, they just gave
For
it to
2.
another team. And so I think that was the biggest mistake, is they gave it to another
Yep.
team and they cut out specific stuff that I wish was in there. The Clock Tower Type 2 Nemesis original model, not the
But that
dog
stuff was cut
Nemesis.
because it was DLC. It wasn't supposed to be like a huge. It wasn't. It originally was not supposed to be a game, like its own game. It was supposed to just coincide with 2 Remake. That's why the 2 teams were doing it at the same time. I mean, this is documented online.
Yeah, I mean, it's
If they would have said from the beginning, you're going to do 2, and then the other team's going to do 3. Take your time with 3. You would have had all that stuff in the game.
yeah.
Kind of like RE4 Remake, where you pretty much had everything in the game. That was a hell of a game, RE4 Remake. I'll tell you, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they people that were worried didn't have to worry once they saw that, because I could see after 3 people being like, oh, and I know originally that second team was given 4, and I'm happy they made the change, you know. But yeah, look, when we were covering Resident Evil 3, we only knew what we knew, right? I know a lot of people might be like, oh, you and John were, you know, trying to be positive about RE3 and all this stuff. And like, look, I did genuinely like RE3 as a remake. I still do, but I don't like it as much as the other ones. And I don't like it more than the original for those reasons that I mentioned. So, you know, we know now what we know now, but when we were in it, in the thick of it, 2019, 2020, covering this stuff, I mean, we were getting the information. We had some inside stuff, but not much, you know?
RE3 Remake is a good game. It's just not, you know, they cut stuff out, and you can still play the original game. There's no one stopping you from playing the OG game.
Same thing with RE2 with the zapping system. It doesn't even make sense in RE2 Remake, but, you know.
It doesn't. I played it the other day again.
Yeah, the original just did that part better. Sometimes it's tough to top it. Nick and Thunders are back-to-back gifted memberships.
The real Thunders,
Cornbread is a member, and Samuel Norse. So thank you guys for giving back. That really does help the channel. Monthly, you guys can vote on exclusive polls, exclusive content, custom badges and emojis, and all that good stuff. Courtesy of these guys, always gifting.
These guys are the best.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I'm assuming RE9 is going to be sometime next year. That's what I'm thinking, Patrick. Let's just see what happens. We got Tokyo Game Show coming up. We got, you know, there could be another state of play at the beginning of the year. So
cream cheese.
We'll see what happens. Or not even a state of play. Capcom can still have a Capcom event sometime before the end of the year, and maybe you'll get your Resident Evil announcement. I think that will be nice if it is a Capcom event centered around Resident Evil, so it's not cut up between all these other announcements that they have to get in a half hour. We can just have a RE showcase like they've had you know, during post-7 era, when they started to do more Capcom specific streams, especially around, you know, 2 Remake, 3 Remake, Village, RE4, so on and so forth.
I would say this. I mean, you're saying that RE3 Remake is the worst remake of the bunch. I like it. I think it's great. I could get through it in one sitting. And again, I can always go back and play the original. It's not a huge deal for me. But you have to remember something. How long did it take for us to get RE2 Remake?
A long time, yeah.
How long did it take you to get RE3 Remake? A year.
Less than a year, or just over a year. Yeah, just over a year, because it was January 2019 for RE2.
What I'm saying is,
April
would you rather have gotten RE2 Remake and they stopped, and then 10, 20 years later they make RE3 Remake? Forget it. So, in my opinion, you don't have to like RE3 Remake, but what I'm saying is, if they're willing to give you these games, take them.
Because we got 4, we had to get through 3 to get 4, right? And unfortunately,
because you never know when they might stop. They might stop after 5 Remake and say, you know what, we don't need to do 6. We don't need to make any more of these games. You never know, man. Someone might come in at Capcom and be like, cancel all these remakes. We're not doing any other remakes. 5 is it. It's over. And we're doing new IPs from now on.
Yeah.
You never know, man. So just take what you can get. Try to enjoy it. And, yeah, I mean, if you think the game is bad, that's fine. But
yeah,
you never know. Like, just, you know, you're gonna take what you can get at this point because it took them so long for RE2 remake. And I hate to break to everybody, in another 50 years, they're gonna remake these games anyway. They're not gonna follow the canon. They're not gonna follow everything in detail. We're all bitching and complaining about the little things in these games for what?
Yeah,
They're
they
not
could
going to
always get
fix them.
remade
They're not going to
again.
go back and do it.
The
Yeah,
remake, you know?
there's going to be another generation of executives that are going to come in and remake these years from now. And
I agree, Thunders. RE3 remake is fun to speedrun.
Just-
Stevie Mac says Capcom presentation is going to be on the 26th of September. I will try to live stream that if that's possible. I know it's different with the time change. I actually might have to go live at like 7 a.m. that day. If it's you know what the time I think it is, because the last time I did a Tokyo Game Show, I was getting up at like 7 a.m. And it was like for nothing, and that might be the case again. But at least at that point, I'll just, you know, if that is the day we pre-order stuff, I'll just go to GameStop and pre-order what I have to. As far as
RE5 was supposed to end the series, just like Mortal Kombat Armageddon was supposed to. Ed Boon said, "That's it. The next game will not have Scorpion and Sub-Zero, blah, blah," and he made Mortal Kombat 9. But Resident Evil, same thing. This was going to end it. It was the reunion, blah, 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 blah. What do?
It sold a
They
shit
do
ton, and they
RE6
continued it, you know? So
They do RE6 with Leon and Chris. And it's like, well, I thought you ended it, but
yeah,
they didn't.
there'll be another RE4 remake on PS7, exactly.
I'm not saying RE5 remake is the last remake. I'm saying you don't know if another executive will come in.
It's something else will
company
change, yeah.
And say, you know what? Shut all this stuff down. We're doing brand new IP.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, I
Look
hope
at Pragmata.
that never happens.
What happened to Pragmata? You know, that was delayed.
Yeah, wasn't that supposed to come out
this year? That's a
this
new IP. Well, it got delayed, and they never really had a definitive date. So, you know, like they had a placeholder, but then they pushed it, and ever since they pushed it, we don't know. So, getting a reboot of the Lord of the Rings trilogy films,
you'll get that.
Yeah,
you'll get that.
It'll happen. Harry Potter, same thing. All these Star Wars will have. You know, we already see it with Star Wars how it continues. All these
Back
series,
to the Future.
Back to the Future.
The day Zemeckis kicks the bucket, that's going right up.
Yeah. It's not going to be remade when he's alive, but as soon as he's gone, that's it.
That's what he claims.
Hour and a half left of 11 RE games on Steam for $30. Not much left to buy. Yeah, definitely grab that if anyone's on PC, or if you're thinking about getting a PC. Do the Humble Bundle for that, because that is really good.
I might pick that up for somebody else.
Yeah.
I already have all that stuff.
Hope they
what
finally
do.
Oh, so good.
No, go ahead, read it.
Trashy multiplayer RE titles for the future game. So Ryan, respect. What's up, man? That's a long time supporter. I don't understand why they keep doing the PvP thing. They really should just focus on a game that you could always update, right? But it's like Outbreak, and it's just a co-op game that everybody wants, and you make that co-op multiplayer, and that's it. Reverse was a catastrophe. It was not fun. It didn't really hold my interest. I streamed it a couple times, maybe played it a few more times off camera, but that's about it. I didn't really care about it. And I didn't care about Exoprimal. I'm sorry. I know people like that game. That's cool. But I just didn't like it as much as I thought I would, you know? And I just think the PvP stuff is tiring for Capcom. They got to think of something else, you know? But there's going to be a remake of our favorite games every few decades. That's true. Yeah, every 10 years or so, they like to remake something that, you know, we didn't know. We know Max Payne 1 and 2 is getting remade as we speak. I don't know how that's going to go without James McCaffrey alive, but, you know, I definitely will still check him out. Yeah, I know, but that's going to be, if you use that, then that's going to cause a whole other controversy.
Fuck them. That's how they're going to make it. I hate to break this to everybody, but this is happening right now. They're laying off game developers because they're using AI technology to make games faster.
Right.
So when you see these developers riding their scooters around, drinking frappuccinos, and they're on the roof eating Chinese food, right? Oh yeah, this we'll have a job forever. No, the computers are taking your job right now. So
yeah, no, it's unfortunately happening. Welcome to Raccoon City remake, please no. I like Mercenaries mode, but I don't play it much either. Mercenaries mode is fun.
Yeah, they're cool. It's cool
to just turn on and just, you know, shoot a bunch of shit. Brandon says, as of right now, Warhammer Space Marine 2 is amazing. Yeah, he's been enjoying that.
I installed that. I had to check it out.
Thunders gifted another membership to Dylan. So thank you, Thunders, for all the gifted memberships.
Thank you again, Thunders.
We are going to head out of here. Let me just read all of the donations here because we got to go eat some food and get ready for tonight's show. On Game Complainers, between 9:30 Eastern Standard Time and 10 p.m. Eastern, we usually go live, so check us out there. Mars Invader became a member. Thank you. Kamame with the $1.99. Thank you. And the $4.99. Thunders with another gifted membership. Another 3, I should say. And Nick Noguera with the gifted membership. So thank you guys for that. And so we just talk some console stuff, talk some gaming stuff, this Hangout. And it was kind of like a prelude to the Game Complainer show. But also, I wanted to announce my new channel too. So check out the pinned tab. And that is my new channel. The name may change. It may stay the same. I'll see how I like it. I don't know.
Anthony's Underground is fine. Sounds good.
But we'll see. Just subscribe. There's going to be more stuff.
You got to get some like grunge music going on as your. You should AI generate that.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, you could do all crazy stuff on that site with the music. Crossplay works fine, and it's most fun I've had in a while. Well, that's good. I mean, it's good when there's games that come out that are actually fun from the start. Leon, YouTube, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, yes, there'll be content.
Well, Brandon, I did something called Free 99 for Space Marine 2. If I like it,
yeah,
and then I'll wait for it to go on sale.
Yeah,
but I have it installed. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, that's cool. Again, it looks great, and I'm happy when there's games that come out that are actually good from the rip as soon as they come out. So. But yeah, so we'll be talking more PlayStation stuff, Xbox stuff, all things gaming tonight over on the Game Complainers. So check us out there. And yeah, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more stuff. Subscribe to all our channels and just to stay connected with what we're doing, what we're putting out. And that's it. We'll see you guys later tonight. Thanks for all the support. This is a fun chat. Thanks for Perry for coming on here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime. And that's it. The Platinum, what's that? The platform Rugrats
game? The new Rugrats game came out.
Oh, okay. New Rugrats. That's a
no, there was. Oh, he might be talking about the original Rugrats game. That was a good game.
Old school one. Yeah, that was fun. I had all those games.
There's a new one on Switch right now and PC.
Oh, right. Okay. I think I remember we were talking about that. But yeah. Sounds good, guys. Thanks for chatting it up, and I will see you guys tomorrow. There's going to be a member stream, so stay tuned for that, and maybe something else once I get it done. So.